Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, Magic City Monday, joined now by our man Antonio Daniels, NBA champ, Sirius XM NBA radio, and also New Orleans Pelicans and Fox Sports Radio NBA analyst. AD, every day I'm hustling. What's up, AD?
Hey, what's up, man? First and foremost, I have to congratulate Mr. Parker.
Hold on. Don't do it.
Don't do what?
Don't congratulate me because you can't do it. We're waiting for a formal announcement. Thank you, though. AD, thank you.
Oh, okay. All right. I won't.
Well, good.
Right, I won't do it.
Thank you. There's a formal announcement coming.
In other words, what's up, fellas?
How you doing? They're doing good.
I'm good.
No, I appreciate you.
Good.
Hey, let's go here. Me and Kelvin are having a big argument. I'm saying the Knicks were supposed to go to the finals after they beat the Celtics. They were number 1 seed. They blew a 14-point lead with game 1, whatever. Had a clear path. Cleveland got knocked off. Here it is. And I'm saying that if I could upgrade at the coaching position, I would get rid of Tibbs and hire Michael Malone tomorrow because they underachieved. They were supposed to go to the finals.
I knew AD was going to be with me. AD, talk some sense to this man, AD.
Yes, they
Tell
did.
him, AD.
Rob, listen. Look, let's keep it 100.
You ain't picked no Pacers to go to the finals, did you?
Listen.
Did you pick the I'm asking you. Did you pick the Pacers?
Did you pick the Knicks? To go to the Eastern Conference
I
Finals?
didn't know. I did not.
So
I didn't believe in Tibbs. No, but once
I know, but hold on, Rob. Rob, we're not talking about the Pacers, right? We're talking about the Knicks. And if we're not talking about the Pacers, we're talking about the Knicks. And this is what I say. No, I didn't pick the Pacers to go to the finals. But we're not talking about them. We're talking about the Knicks. The Knicks actually overachieved. Because if you think of where they were last year, right? Remember, they got eliminated second round last year by the same exact team. This year, they got eliminated in the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't think this is a Tibbs situation. I think it's the way the roster's constructed. There are some things that they need to change. I still think, this is what always happens when a team gets eliminated. Everybody kind of goes in on that team. This team did not underachieve.
Yes, they did.
Did not.
They beat the Celtics, right, by coming back from 2 20-point games on the road, okay? So they knock off the Celtics. They have the Pacers down in game 1 by 14 with 2:30 to go. 1,000 games in that same scenario have been played, and no one had ever lost a game until the Knicks.
Okay.
Hold on. Then they come back to game
Rob.
2 to make it an equalizer, and guess what they do? They lose, and Tibbs doesn't play the bench, okay? And those guys peter out at the end. Are you kidding? Well, but it's time to move on from him.
If you're telling me that you have an issue with Tibbs not playing his bench, join the club, because so do I. I'm a guy that came off the bench 13 years in this league.
There you go. You know what it means.
I know what that means, to not be trusted and to have to be played out of necessity as opposed to being played out of trust. But here's the thing. That's who Tibbs has always been. And if you're telling me that you want to upgrade because you want this team to get deeper, and because when you're playing against a team like the Indiana Pacers, it becomes a war of attrition.
No.
It's about who's deeper.
And Rick Carlisle outcoached them. Rick Carlisle is a way better coach.
Oh, well, nobody arguing
that. But coaching does count.
I know, but that's,
okay? Coaching does count.
Okay,
and guess who's sitting out there? Michael Malone, who coached the Nuggets to a championship. And I made it to this, Antonio. The Detroit Pistons had a young Rick Carlisle who had gotten the Pistons to the second round when they hadn't done anything in years. And Larry Brown was available, who had never won a championship. And you know what they did? They upgraded, and they won the next year with Larry Brown.
Hold on, Rob. But, Rob, they also upgraded the roster by adding Rasheed Wallace.
Yeah, but Larry Brown was a big part of it because he made Chauncey a better player. I covered that team.
I get it. No question. No question about it. But I'll go back to what we talked about the Knicks for 2.5 hours today of our 3-hour show about what can they do to upgrade, what can they do to improve, what can they do to get better. Everything is not simply a coaching issue. Sometimes it's roster construction, how the team is constructed. There are certain areas that team needs to get better in. And I don't know if that falls on Tibbs. I don't know if that falls on Tibbs or not. But to say that it's simply a Tibbs conversation, and once you upgrade there, everything will fall in place. You keep everything status quo.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say
I'm
that.
just saying,
I'm
if
not.
you do,
No.
that does not put you past the Indiana Pacers. This is a team that's eliminated you now in back-to-back years.
I just don't think that you're going to get there. Sometimes coaches could get to a certain level, and then other coaches could take you over the top. That's where I'm at.
I agree with that. I do agree with that.
AD, our guest, Antonio Daniels. Yeah, I do. I just thought they overachieved. None of us thought that they were. We all said they were underachieving.
Everybody had them going to the finals.
Nobody had them going to the finals.
They had street names named after players.
Everybody picked the Celtics to win it all.
No, they didn't. I'm talking about after they beat the Celtics. Everybody and their uncle had them going.
Come on, man. No, that's not how this works, Rob. That's not how this works.
That
is not how this works.
Yes, it is. You change your expectations when things happen. So after they beat the Celtics, you go, but they're still not going to get to the finals. Is that what you said?
Man, this is the same team.
You didn't say that.
Pacers that beat them last year.
Yeah, Game 7, and they were a little banged up at Madison Square Garden. I'm not going to make excuses. The Pacers did win in a Game 7. I've never seen if you can't get fired after blowing a 14-point lead with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go, you can never be fired. I don't know what else it would take.
Well, the thing about it, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be fired.
No,
from what I hear, he has the backing of the players and he has the backing of the front office.
Nice. And then they'll go another. The last time the Knicks won a championship, Moby Dick was a guppy. So keep doing the same thing. And we'll see where they are. They're not winning a championship, not with him behind the bench.
Yeah. AD, let's go to the other side of this. This is what I equated to as a purist NBA Finals meeting. Casual, hey, I want to peek in, check in. Oh, LeBron in the finals? Is Steph in the finals? No? Oh, ooh. But if you love basketball, you got the two best teams literally since January 1st. They've been the best two teams in basketball. You got one team that's high-power offense. The other team can score, obviously, but they're high-power defense. Two great basketball teams. What do you make of this finals, and do you believe it is going to be the snooze fest that a lot of folks think it'll be?
I don't know what makes it a snooze fest. Are people saying this because it's like, you know what's wild, Kelvin, is during the season, everybody is always talking about, you know what, it's time to pass the torch. Right? It's time to move on from LeBron and Steph and KD and Chris Paul. And it's time to actually give some shine to some of these young stars. You know, the Anthony Edwards and the Jalen Brunsons and the Therese Halliburtons and the Shai Gilgeous-Alexanders. And then when they actually get to that point, then everybody's mad. Everybody's upset. Like, oh, this ain't what I wanted to see. No, this is something I want to see. I will be honest. I will be 100% honest. I do not think this is going to be a very long, drawn-out series. I don't. I'm not sure how competitive this series is going to be. That's just my own personal opinion. The way that I have seen this Oklahoma City Thunder team defend, I have a hard time seeing the Indiana Pacers get more than one.
Yeah, I got it at 5. At least as of now, I'm thinking, yeah.
Me too.
Yeah,
I
got OKC in 5.
But the fans are the ones who determine as you want to watch people. All those players you mentioned were all young and all started. The Warriors weren't winners right away, okay, but they developed. Sure. Okay, so everybody who won didn't win at first. Michael Jordan didn't win at first, and neither did anybody. Except for Magic Johnson his first year going into the NBA.
I know, right?
He won.
Him and Bird first couple years winning rings.
But most guys don't. And my point is, it has a lot to do with market size. As much as people talk about the NBA.
Oh, no question.
It's regional.
No question.
It's regional. And the Spurs were a great team, won 5 championships. You played on that team, right? Hey,
yeah.
They own 2 of the lowest rated NBA finals. Right, the Spurs and the New Jersey
Nets.
The New Jersey didn't even have like a home base. People in New York didn't care, and the ratings were bad. Like San Antonio's a small market.
What's the alternative?
I don't know that. But I'm just saying there is no alternative. But I don't believe this is going to be a ratings bonanza because of the size of those markets.
Not. Oh, it's definitely not. 100%, Rob. It is definitely not going to be a rating bonanza.
Oh, not at all.
You have 2 of the smallest markets in the league. 100%. You're like, no. There won't be people in L.A.
and New York
lining up to see this. You won't see people in New York lining up to see this game. All these bigger markets, you definitely will not. You will get people from Oklahoma City.
Oh, yeah.
You'll get people from Norman. You'll get people from the Midwest. But no, 100%. So if that's what makes it a snooze fest, so to speak, is the rating, then it will be a snooze fest by the rating.
Right.
Yeah,
But
and
I am
ratings.
anticipating some good basketball.
Yeah, I hope it is going to be some grass. Why I said it's purists, right? It's like I equate it to hip hop. We'll talk further about that, but I just think you need a star, and generally, you would love to have seen
Have a star. I thought he was
work.
the MVP.
No,
of the league.
so then you have him go up against a LeBron-led team or a Warriors team against the Pacers, something like that, where you get the great balance, the upcoming versus the old guard, and that's usually kind of how it goes. You get the old guard and the new guys coming in.
The
So
old guards ain't making it.
I know.
You think about it. The old guards ain't making it.
No,
the old guards didn't make the playoffs or got eliminated in the first round.
Yep.
So that's not on the young stars that are actually advancing.
Yep. AD, we appreciate you as always,
All
man.
right,
Thank you
AD,
so much.
Man, we'll appreciate it. Thank you, my man.
For sure. Appreciate it, fellas.